Welcome to another Smash of the Day. With me this week I've got my old comrade Dave Oakley. Say hello, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Yeah. So let's take a look. And we've had a couple of weeks off, so we're now at the halfway mark of the season. Let's take a look at how things have gone and how things are going. So, Division 1, Cincinnati Benhawks 2, Black Parade 1. Was you there at the end of this game, Dave? Because I caught the end of this.
Was that the pass block error that I've heard about?
I don't know about that, but what I do remember is that at one point the Dark Elves in this failed a 2-up twice in a row with a reroll, ending the turn early, and then the next turn they basically started it with a double 1 2-up reroll fail. So he basically had 2 turns when nothing happened.
Yeah,
it was pretty.
That's rough.
It was pretty rough, to be honest with you. So I'm not really surprised that he lost. It sounds to me like he had some pretty rough dice, but the Benhawks have got to be pretty happy with that because they've had a bit of a rough start, I think.
Yeah, you definitely take that, don't you?
Wow! Look at those dodgers.
It does help when you.
Look at that, 53% success rate on dodgers for the Black Parade. That's 2 up
Wow,
dodgers.
that's ridiculous. That's the GFIs as well. Like the dice really weren't in their favour.
Yeah, he got diced. That right there is undeniably a dicing for elves.
Even like the Benhawks, they had 2 loner success. So like everything just seemed to stars aligned sort of thing.
Yeah, succeeded all his pickup rolls. I suppose you could argue his block dice could have been a bit better, but yeah. Still, that's a great result for them. They'll be very happy with that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Dynamo Destroyer 1, the Russian Rotters 2. That is a really good result for the Rotters as well.
Yeah.
It looks like they absolutely dominated it as well with possession there, 75%.
Yeah, that's huge, isn't it? Absolutely bonkers. But yeah, great result for them. I'm sure they'll be pretty happy with that.
What went wrong for Vostroyer? Tentacles.
Yeah.
A lot of tentacles.
It really...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He failed 5 catches. He failed 2 pickups. But he did succeed all the file appearance rolls, which is always nice. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he sustained 52 blocks to 26, so...
Yeah.
That tells the story, really.
The Rotters on a chainsaw. Oh, look at that. 11... He only failed 1 really stupid roll. Yeah, that's some nice dice.
Really?
Right there.
Yeah.
32 powers to 17 skulls.
just knock them down.
Yeah, that's what you want with Nurgle. Everything went right there. That, again, is another really good result. You'll be very happy with that because Dynamo Destroyer have been flying high. Kislev pun intended. St. Nico's Flying Circus 1, Midori no Shio 1. That, I would say, is a good result for the Kislev, but it looks like a lot of SPP on the Orc side there, so I'm guessing he got bullied a bit.
It definitely looks like there was a few casualties sustained.
More than a few. 4 KOs inflicted, 3 injuries inflicted, and 1 kill inflicted.
Well, I mean, he got the point. So it'd be quite happy. I think I'm not entirely sure, but looking at the dice rolls from the block, it looks like there was quite a few uphill blocks from the Kislev that didn't pay off. So because he's got that Agi 5 piece, hasn't he, that you can just leap in with?
Yeah. I see that. So Dmitry Bolshakov rolled a push and a skull, and he took the skull.
Yeah, so that'll be where the opponent's choosing.
Took them both down. Yeah, it looks like he did roll some uphills. Well, it's never good when you're having to do that, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine he's just sending the Agi 5 in as a sacker into the cage and hoping for the best.
Yeah, has that Agi 5 got wrestle? Oh, we'll look at that in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, I mean, he paid the price for that. Looks like he lost a lot of dudes. Although he got a nice level up on his Prancer Pestnikov, so it'll be interesting to see what he gets. Please Stop Sucking 1, RPG Starter Pack 3. Huge result for RPG Starter Pack. This has been a week of really high-flying teams struggling.
Yeah, I've been impressed with RPG Starter. We'll get onto it later, but I quite like their team.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vampires. Did the Bloodlust maybe play a factor, or?
Let's have a look. Bloodlust, 89%. No, that's about where you expect it.
Yeah.
He failed half of his hypnotic gazers, which on 3-ups is not great.
Yeah. And oh yeah, RPG Starter Pack got quite a bit of SPP from it as well, so probably a few cash in there and.
Yeah. Unfortunate for. Yeah, but to be fair, you get into the point now with Underworld teams where they can actually be viably used, and he's got this like ridiculous passing piece if I remember correctly. So I'm guessing he just passed rings around him. But level up on the Thrall, always nice. We'll see what he did with that shortly.
Yep.
Lost Buccaneers 2, Rejected Swimsuit Models 1, a loss for the Norse. I'm sure Dave Badden will be happy with his win. What went wrong, Norse?
I'd say this is the only non-shock, really.
Yeah, probably.
You know, Dave top of the league. 2-1, really.
Wasn't a very injury-laden game. Bunch of KOs.
No.
I mean, actually, that's quite disappointing, I suppose, for the Norse when you get four removals, but they're all KOs. Out of 67 successful blocks, that is not very good, really.
Yeah, I've just looking at the SPP. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure Fluffy is the big guy for the rejected swimsuit. And there's only one way you can get one SPP, and that's by throwing a pass.
Yeah. So, well, that's interesting. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah, if that's the case, that might be why he lost.
He did succeed 2 passes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Well, yeah. Let's we'll look into that. But let's take a look at the teams. So, Russian Rotters, fresh off a win.
Yep.
He has. Yeah, wow, look at that. So all 4 Nurgle warriors now have block. That's nice. 3 of them with guard, and 1 with mighty blow. They're basically a complete set now, as far as most folks would be concerned. The only thing he's really missing here is like a reliable ball carrying piece, I would say. Yeah,
I completely agree. I'm not sure. Like you want to kill for an Agi up on his Pestigore, or something like Sure Hands, and that would make it a lot. Because that's what if I was playing this team, my plan would be to kick to them, swarm them before they can cage up, and hopefully nab a touchdown. But apart from that, team's there.
Yeah, and it goes to show that he managed to defeat what was a really strong Kislev team.
I really like the Beast of Nurgle.
Sure Hands or something, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Because I bet he's just splurging rerolls picking it up.
Yeah, I mean, if you play someone like Elves as well, it's really risky. If you play Orcs, it's not so bad if you don't pick it up first time. But Elves, as soon as you don't pick it up, they just swarm you.
Yeah. Still looking good. Got the line chaff. Got an extra dude. Probably grab another Pestigore next, right? Get all 4 Pestigores on the go.
Yeah, they're pretty decent, and it gives you 13 man, so you start fouling a bit more freely.
Lovely. Yeah. Looking good.
Yep.
Let's have a look at these Orcs. The big bloaty boys of the league. Now there's the pass block thrower.
Right.
So that, I didn't realise he had pass block, but that's a really nice piece.
It is, but I would still have taken block on it instead of. I think it was a misclick or a mistake in the level up.
Well, that sucks. But if you're gonna accidentally take pass block on anyone, it might as well be an Agi 4-piece, right?
Oh yeah. You definitely want it on him.
That's a mistake that I would not have assumed was a mistake had you not told me.
Yeah, I might be wrong. but I know someone did it and took pass block.
That's hilarious. Whoever that happened to, that's hilarious. But yeah, this is looking absolute AIDS now. So he's got 2 tacklers.
Yeah.
The only thing that he's kind of missing a bit here is that one Black Hawk with no level up really. But once that thing gets blocked, that's your complete set right there.
And he's only 1 cash off. So that's not unforeseeable happening next game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is looking pretty good, and he's got a bit of cash in the bank in case something happens. And the 1-turn potential, as we've discussed like 3 weeks in a row, is obviously very nice. Yeah, looking good. Expect these guys to be challenging for wins. Let's have a look at the Kislev. Dynamo Destroyer, fresh off their loss to the Nurgle. But we did get a... Did we get a level up on this team? I'm losing track with these guys because there's just so many of them.
So many levels on all the Division 1 teams, isn't there?
Yeah, there's just so much going on here. But I mean, every week we look at this and say, wow, what a fantastic team it is. A really good looking team. And that catcher with pass block is getting to legendary status now, I think.
He's going to be.
Yeah, he could easily be level 6 by the end of this season. What would you give that guy now?
He's already got bludge and sidestep. I don't know, actually. What can he take?
Is jump up an agility skill?
I'm not sure. You got general or agi?
Yeah.
I don't know, really. I think the catcher's already there.
Could give him sure hands.
Yeah, I mean...
it's not worth it, though, with Agi 4, is it?
No, well, I mean, if you've got nothing else to give him, it's probably not an awful shout.
Diving tackle strength?
Diving tackle is Agi.
Could give him diving tackle.
Yeah. What, put him right on the corner of a cage with bludge sidestep?
Yeah.
Diving tackle. Really irritating piece to deal with.
It's actually quite a tough one to imagine. That is the catcher that's got everything. Looking good. And again, these are some guys that I expect to be challenging for the championship this season.
It's a really good team, and it's got a bit of everything.
Yeah. So Nico's Flying Circus, another Kislev team, a little younger than the previous one. Wow, this is looking quite decimated after his tangling.
Yeah, I mean, his stat ups are still there. That'll be the saving grace for the team, really.
Is this the team that played the Nurgle? Have I got the two mixed up?
You may have. They played...
Oh, no, these guys played Midori no Shio.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, these are the guys that got beat up by the Orcs.
Yeah.
That's why the roster's so thin. What did he lose? Did he lose anything crucially important? I mean, it looks like he probably lost a Blitzer, actually. There's a Blitzer gap there. That's rough.
Yeah.
That is but he's got his 3 stat-up pieces still, so that's nice.
Yeah, I can see why he's, on his catcher, where I think he took dodge.
Yeah.
Because he leveled up. I can see why he's taken it, but with the Agi 5 piece, part of me would have been really tempted to take strip ball. And just have an Agi 5 wrestle strip ball. Just because he wants to send stuff into cages anyway. He's definitely doing that. So that's what I'd do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see why I can see what you're thinking there. I mean, to be honest with you though, if anything, I'd have given him Dauntless if possible.
Yeah, that's not a bad
Dauntless
shout.
Actually available to it though?
It's a general skill, so he could have taken
Dauntless. Because then you've got you can dodge into cages and get your 1 die.
Yeah, really easily.
Yeah.
You're leaping on a 2, Dauntless. So it's 2 up for a 1 die block, and you've got wrestle.
Yeah, so you're laughing.
Yeah.
But dodge not a bad shout either, because it means that you're more likely to get that dodge into a cage, right? But you're probably not going to be doing that when you've got an Agi 5 and leap. You're just going to leap into the cage, aren't you?
Yeah, you won't be dodging unless he's. I imagine he might be using him as a ball handler as well, maybe.
Perhaps, yeah.
Maybe.
Well, either way, there's some nice stat-ups on this team. There's no reason why they can't recover. They just need a game where they don't get their heads kicked in. Clan of Cthulhu, I believe, bottom of the table, if memory serves. They've had a rough season so far, but that ain't a bad-looking Dark Elf team as they come.
No,
I've
it's. I really like the Agi 5 Blitzer, even though they've got the armor down.
Yeah.
He's got a dodge, tackle, blitzer as well. So.
Yeah.
And a mighty blow piece as well. So yeah, and 2 guard. So I like this team.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, he's obviously had to replace a lot of people over the course of the season, but he's got quite a lot in the bank as well. Like, he's not. He can afford some of these linemen to get mercs, really. Or he's can afford linemen to get mercs. And he's got his Apo, so I wouldn't be too concerned. But yeah, that's a pretty decent looking team, that is. There's no reason why I can't get himself off the bottom of the table.
Yeah, and I think the bottom, like, we'll look at it later, but I think the bottom's quite close.
Yeah, I think it
as well.
Let's have a look at these Vamps. Started very strong. I think they've had a couple of slightly rough weeks now. Damn, those 2 Thralls. What are they afflicted by? That's a Niggle and a MNG. Well, you don't want to keep that Niggle, do you? When you're going to be biting him.
Yeah. I think the only reason he's kept him is because he can't afford to replace him.
Yeah.
I think the problem is, like, usually in a vampire team, you always look at the vampires and strength 4, edgy 4. But in this league, there's players that can do that without bloodlust, and I think that's hurting them now.
Yeah. I think that Scarab is the one that leveled up off his last match. So he's rolled a double and given him dodge. So he's got a dodge wrestle piece with 6 armor.
So just hope to God no one gets a pal, because if you do, he's dead.
Yeah, he's basically like a roided up halfling at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, he is basically, and.
Yeah, not really much else you can say about this. He's not really built his vampires to be like separate utility pieces, has he? They're all basically the same vampire, or look as though they're intended to be developed into roughly the same vampire. I'm not really a fan of that. I like having, you've got your passing vampire, and you've got your running vampire, and your blitzing vampire. But I suppose it doesn't hurt to just build a bunch of blodgers with strength 4.
Yeah. He does have that vampire that's not far off leveling up again, so the blodge sidestep piece, he's not far off.
Yeah.
So, he could be, a really good player.
Absolutely.
But I agree. I think he needs to build his vampires into certain roles now.
Yeah, you need to get like accurate or something on one of them, don't you? Just so that you've got that, or
passing
strong
play
or something. Yeah. But yeah, no, not looking too bad. He's certainly going to have a rough game for his next one, though, because he's got an 11-man roster, and 4 of them are vampires. Right, Loth's Buccaneers. These guys, I believe, are top, if memory serves. And yeah, this is what Clan of Cthulhu could look like if they had a bit more luck.
Yeah,
so that's a really nice team, and that he's even been able to indulge in the runner. That's when you're doing well with Dark Elves, isn't it? When you can just like drop money on a runner.
I think the only thing, and Dave Bowden might not appreciate me saying this, but his Witch Elves are both niggled.
Yeah.
And they're already armor 7. So if I was playing these, and he's top of the league anyway, so it might make it more interesting, that's who I'd go for.
Yeah.
If I had a tackle piece, I would be going. If I got a hit on the Witch Elf, knowing that I've got a good chance of removing them.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you already kind of focus Witch Elves anyway, don't you? So
yeah,
like there's even more incentive now to go after those guys. But the fact that he's got so much at his disposal here. He can fight. He's got the tackle. He's got the 2 guard. He's got plenty of blodge and block. He's got speed. He's now got the dump off runner, so he can sit the runner next to other people and he's relatively safe.
Yeah.
So you've
got
options going forward on this team. I like this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, good looking stuff. I expect those guys to be challenging. Let's have a look at the Norse. Fresh off of a somewhat rough game, but they didn't lose too much. They're holding together, these Norse, aren't they?
Yeah, I actually see them as a dark horse because they didn't have a great start, if I remember. But I'm looking at this Norse team and I'm like, yeah, level up here and there, and it's getting there.
He's got a lot of guard as well. Like, serious options when it comes to blocks.
Yeah, he's got a tackle mighty blow piece.
And that movement up runner who's a blodger with sure hands and sidestep is... And the fact that those guys start with Dauntless means he can just break out of tricky situations as well. Really nice. Really nice.
It's a really good piece.
If I had one bad thing to say about this team, it's that they're a bit bloaty. Like, even by this level standards. Yeah,
they're starting to... I think most of the teams in Division 1 are starting to bloat now, though, aren't they?
Yeah, well, it's inevitable, isn't it, I guess. But, yeah, this is a really nice team. There's no reason why I can't go all the way with that.
Yeah.
So look at these Underworlds who you said you were impressed with. Let's have a look at that crazy passing piece, what he's got. Look at that. Look at those two Skaven throwers now. Ridiculous. One of them with strong arm and the other one with a movement up. That's farcical. And then he's got that goblin just ready to receive it with big hands and extra arms. And if that doesn't work, he's got an Agi 4-1.
Yeah. And if that doesn't work, he'll just claw you with a troll.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks like a fun team to play.
Yeah, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot for you to worry about if you're playing this team. That one of the throwers isn't far off leveling again as well then, so he could either take block or I'd be tempted to take accurate on it, to be honest. You know, just pass everywhere almost on a 2-up.
Yeah, definitely. He really has got options. Like, especially with having 3. There's quite a few teams that have got 3 stat ups, but the moment you get multiple stat ups, it starts opening up these like strategic options that your team otherwise just wouldn't have, doesn't it? Yeah. Especially if you can then roll a double on one of those guys and build them into something that's the absolute antithesis of what they're supposed to be. It's just it's very handy to have. But yeah, these are like I kind of want these guys to win just because of how delightfully quirky this whole thing is.
Such a nice team. The only thing I think it needs is Claw Mighty Blow on a Blitzer.
Yeah, definitely. That is the one thing he's really kind of missing, actually, a tin opener.
Yeah.
Well, he's got the Troll, I guess, but yeah, still. Get Claw on that Blitzer, and you're just killing tree men.
They're so fast. That's the thing as well, like, they're such a dangerous piece, and they can reach you anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, well, let's take a look at the High Elves, Rivendell Reavers. Early team predicted to do well. I think they're kind of languishing mid-table at the moment, but that's... Well, languishing's probably not the right word, but yeah. Still expecting more from these guys, but that thrower is very nice, and 2 SPP off leveling. He can basically send the ball wherever he wants, can't he?
Yeah, it's a really good piece. I think the only thing with this team is it's fine. There's nothing wrong with this team. It's just because you see like you've got Agi up, Orcs, Strength up, Kislev. There's a few things that make you look at a team and you go wow. And apart from really the thrower, I don't see a great deal in this team. It's a good team, but I think that's why they're suffering.
Yeah, he's just a bit unlucky not rolling doubles and stuff, hasn't he? Everything's very conservative. This is all the things that you expect High Elves to have. Which, as you pointed out, there's nothing wrong with that as such. But,
it's a fine team.
But what he has got is a team full of relatively decent pieces and a relatively low team value and at least one guy on the bench. So we can sniff at the how conservative this whole thing is, but at the end of the day, there are a lot of coaches that would be like, yeah, this is exactly what I'd want.
And the team's intact, like even like going back to the Buccaneers, who have got 2 Witch Elves with Niggles. Like this team looks fine, apart from one Niggle.
Absolutely, 100%. Looking good. Let's take a look at Midori no Shio, fresh off their draw with Kislev. Now, as you were saying a second ago, what is going on here? He's got 4 Agi ups. What the hell?
Yeah,
ridiculous.
That team. He's got the Agi up Goblin, which makes the 1-turn more reliable.
Sorry, I just punched my microphone. I moved my hand. I was like, this ridiculous team, and just slapped it.
It's the excitement.
Yeah, Agi Up Goblin gives you ridiculous one-turn capabilities because he's sticking the landing on a 3-up. All he has to do is make the throw. And then he's basically got... those two blitzers are interesting because he's got the Agi Up on them, but he still built them both like blitzers.
Yeah.
I would be giving one of those guys, like, kickoff return or something and making him my quarterback or something.
I would be giving the Mighty Blow. Like those blitzers, because he's got the tackle. He can take down, a dodging elf, but with the Mighty Blow he'll kill it. He's got one tackle Mighty Blow.
What, you wouldn't take one of those Agi 4 blitzers and make him into a dedicated ball carrier? Well, actually, to be fair, I've just realised he's got a throw with sure hands, accurate, and pass. So yeah, never mind, ignore that.
He's got options either way.
Yeah.
I think what scares me about those Agi Up blitzers is they can reach you. Like, usually you set up a screen to deal, make sure the blitzers can't get your dodge pieces. Whereas on Agi 4, there's a chance they can just go through anyway and still hit you.
Yeah. Yeah, this team just looks horrible to play against. I would not want to play this. Yeah, looking good. No reason why they can't go all the way. Black Parade, last but not least, our extremely unlucky Dark Elf team. And what have we here? So, Panic at the Disco, what's happened to that guy? We've got an MNG and Escape Fate. MNG. So he's just missing a couple of alignment and a blitzer for his next game. He's got 170k in the bank, so perhaps he'll sink some of that into a stadium upgrade, or even possibly a 4-3 roll at this point, although you probably don't really need that on Dark Elves, do you?
No. Yeah, you wouldn't need it with all the blodge he's got.
Yeah. Looking a bit barren, but I think that's just because he's got so many players on his roster.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'll agree with me though, Ben. Nobody stands out in this team. Don't you agree?
Yeah, if viewers do disagree with us, then that thing should be killed, really, because we like uniformity and conformity in this league. So the kind of any Dark Elf that is valued at 200k or more is just an obscenity, really. And
especially when it's only got like, I don't know, 20. A number close to, say, 22 SPP or something like that.
And really, it's just bloat, so you'd be doing him a favour.
Yeah, thanks for the inducements.
Let's have a look at the league table for Division 1. So, Clan of Cthulhu bringing up the rear. But really, I mean, there is 3 points between 12th and 6th. So that is it's still anybody's league, and there was only 9 points between top and bottom. Yeah,
it's a really close league. No one's running away with it.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you reckon Lord Buccaneers gonna run away with it? Gonna win it?
I think they'll be top of the league. Yeah. I think he's already played. Having already played Dynamo Destroyer as well. They're the closest opponent, and he beat them, so doesn't have to play them. So yeah, I think they'll run away.
I love the RPG starter pack of 4th.
Yeah, I really like them. I think they're going to make it.
Well, I mean, mathematically speaking, they're certainly likely to. But like literally everyone's still in this. No one's out of that at all, and no one's safe really, apart from maybe Lol's Buccaneers.
Yeah, and they've all got nice teams.
Yeah.
So you don't look at it and just go, "Oh, that team's going to really struggle in the second half." They could all win, and they can all lose. So.
Definitely. Let's have a look at next week's fixtures. Okay, so the Black Parade Russian Rotters. That's a pretty. So the Black Parade are missing 2 guys. In terms of team value, we've got 1640 versus 1590. So really, the Black Parade will get a babe, and that's about it. Gonna struggle to play a passing game, but that's not really their thing anyway. They're not one of the passier Dark Elf teams. That's quite tough to call. What do you think?
I've gone with 2-1 to the Black Parade. I've actually backed them to win this. Purely, I think the strength 5 is going to carry them, and the Russian Rotters don't have a lot of tackle. I think that might hurt. So on that basis, I've got it. It will be close. It will be really close, but I'm going to back the Dark Elves.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm inclined to agree. I think that the Rotters can, if they can use the Beast properly and get lucky with the tentacles again, then they'll give him some trouble. But I think he'll just outmaneuver them. So yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I think Black Parade.
Yeah.
The Orkov. This should be interesting. So Midori no Show, Cincinnati Binocs. Two teams going to stand there and punch each other for the entire game and ignore the ball. We've got 1800 on the Binocs. We've got 1820 on Midori no Show. It's pretty much an even shout. And for that reason, I think it will probably be a draw, possibly with no touchdowns. I
also think it will be a draw because they're so similar. They've both got a G4. They've maybe Midori will nick it with a 1-turn, but I think it'll be a draw.
Yeah, the Agi 4 Goblin is definitely going to be a worry for Kenny. When Kenny played last week, he started off with his Goblin on the field on attack, which surprised me. I think he should be putting that on the bench and only bringing it out when he needs it, because it's just a target and a strength 2 weakling to get beat up. So he needs to not do that against these guys because they'll just kill it. But I think it'll probably be a draw. Rivendell Reavers, Dynamo Destroyer. So that's Dynamo Destroyer with 1830. The Reavers have got just 1590, so that's like just about enough for a wizard or something.
I think he definitely has options. So again, it's like every game, it's going to be close.
Yeah, I think Destroyer will probably take that. You know, I don't think the pass of the one passing piece that Sean's got is going to be enough to net him the victory.
Yeah, I think they're going to win it as well. I think I'm going to back the Kislev.
God, we're smashing through this. This is very efficient. RPG starter packs at Nico's Flying Circus. I mean, Kislev, what has he got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's going to get 2 linemen, adding 120k to his team value, and bumping him up to 1,490.
Yeah. And
so there's not really going to be any inducements either side, but he's going to be outnumbered massively by RPG starter pack. The tin openers aren't going to be that useful for RPG starter pack.
I mean, they don't need to be. He's got the Mighty Blow.
Yeah, I think that St. Nico's Flying Circus will get the crap kicked out of him.
Yeah, I think I think this is going to be a win for the RPG starter pack.
Yeah, he's just not got the numbers to oppose him.
No, and he doesn't have the inducements like to get a wizard or something like that.
Yeah. Normally you wouldn't call it for Underworld, but in this case, I think he's got too bloody a nose. He just needs to ride it out and try not to lose anything. Yeah.
I think it's a damage limitation game because RPG starter pack could kill this team.
Yeah, definitely. Swimsuit models, Clan of Cthulhu.
I think this is again really, really close. I've gone for a draw.
Yeah, I did not expect you to say that.
Let's have a look. Clan of Cthulhu, they're armor 7. So there's armor 7 on both sides, and the Agi of the Elves will probably get them a touchdown, but I think that runner that Max has got is also probably going to get him a touchdown, or probably 2.
So Max has got the numbers as well. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. Like Clan of Cthulhu loses 2 or 3 pieces, they're suddenly outnumbered. Whereas the Norse lose 2 or 3 pieces, they can still line up with 11.
Yeah.
So I actually think I'm going to give this one to Rejected Swimsuit Models. Sorry, Jem. I just think he'll wail on you, and you'll lose the numbers, and you're not Wood Elves, you're Dark Elves, so you can't really get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I think. Lol to Buccaneers, please stop sucking. Lol to Buccaneers.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, again, I don't think the vampires have enough to deal with them.
Yeah, and have we got? So he's got 11 players, which is bad, but he is going to get a lot in inducements.
Yeah,
which is good. What's Lolth's Buccaneers at? 1730.
Yeah.
He's got enough for a Master Chef.
So that could be interesting.
Yeah.
If that goes well.
And it's a 3 reroll team as well, so there's potential there for absolutely crippling them. And the Master Chef could stave off the serious issues of four vampires and 7 thralls.
Yeah, it really helps with the bloodlust.
But it would be a risky investment. That I'd almost be tempted to just get a bunch of line chaff, nobody thralls on there.
Yeah, have a few more numbers and hopefully, you could probably get an extra thrall or 2 and probably a wizard.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he does. I probably would go with the Master Chef just because I'm such a big fan of it. But yeah, maybe he.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a halfling player.
Exactly. All right, well, that was Division 1. Let's check out Division 2. I don't suppose you've got some headphones you can put on, have you, Dave? They're getting a bit of feedback here.
I've already got headphones on. It's on my phone.
Who knows what's going on there? All right, well, let's take a look at last week's results for 2A. So, Gamma Girls 2, Journeyman United 1. That's a solid result right there for the Zons, who are enjoying what's probably going to be their best ever season.
Maybe.
Let's have a look at the stats. So, we KO'd quite a few of those journeymen. Why weren't the elves able to reply? He failed 4 catches. He failed 2 passes. Yeah, that's just a very mediocre looking. Oh wow! No, there's the stat. 55% dodge success rate for an elf
that is
team.
Awful.
Yeah, that is absolutely abysmal. Although this is Sam, so it could just be that he was playing them like they were snotlings or something.
Just momentarily forgot.
Still, that's a really bad stat, and I imagine that's probably, whether it was deliberate or not, that's probably why the Zons won. But yeah, fair play, well done.
Yeah.
I think that's Spilsbury's team. Apologies if it's not, but like, if it is, well done, Spilsbury. Look at that, 6-1. Ridiculous. Oh, and this one's yours as well. Go on then, take us through it.
Well, I thought we had a great game. If you look at the death stats, I won that one. 2-1. I nearly killed that War Dancer. Like, nearly killed him. He ape-offed him. And I was winning at one point, and then it kind of all went wrong.
Well, thank you very much, Dave, for giving 36 SPP to these Wood Elves.
I really didn't mean to. I took a bit back.
Jesus, that is ridiculous. I mean, it's not even worth analysing it, is it? 161.
I just want to point out, and Jack will love this, is he bought a catcher for that game, got enough SPP to level it, and then I killed it.
Well, actually, it looks like quite a costly win for him because he suffered 4 injuries and a death, so that's pretty bad by anyone's standard. Littlefoot's Legion 0, the Uzkalak Bulls 2. Littlefoot Legion's pretty poor season continues, unfortunately. Bad times for those guys. Again, that's another game where he just got an MVP and nothing else.
Yeah, and the Uzak Bulls look like they had a good game. Got good amount of SPP.
Yeah, good result for them. They had to work for it though. They failed 3 pickups. And they got a lot of pushes. Good result. I'm sure they'll be happy with that. I think they're flying high. They might actually be top. So
just looking at the stats here, like I think it was like 61 blocks to 35, and as a Lizardman team, that's not good. If you're being outblocked, you want to be hitting people and keeping them down as much as you can.
Yeah. Can I just get you to reconnect to this call, Dave? Because this feedback's getting quite overwhelming.
Yeah, sure.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yep. How's that?
Right, that is much, much better. Well, I can't hear
Good.
it all now. Right, okay, so Tears for Fears 2, MNG United 0.
That's a really good win.
Result for Ben, yeah. He's got to be happy with that.
Yeah.
He got 2 injuries and a kill as well, which is nice. That's what you want with these guys. Decent spread of SPP. But why didn't the Elves score a single touchdown? What happened, Elves? Well, he succeeded on 8 catches and failed 1. So when you're catching the ball 8 times, but you only threw 3 passes, I can only assume that the ball was pinging around like a pinball machine for most of the game. So I'm guessing he kept getting dislodged or something.
Yeah. You really don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
It works.
What's amazing is that he made 3 successful passes, but didn't score a single touchdown. How uncommon! That was it. You'll have to let us know. Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Let's move on. TVPC presents Puppy Power versus the Shire Horses. Well, this was a game where I absolutely battered Graham for the whole game, but right at the end he scored a touchdown, and that's not what happened. Graham battered me for the entire game, but I scored the 1-turner because I'm superior to him in that regard. And
that's all that matters.
So, ended 1-1, and I got an MVP, and that one guy who scored a touchdown, and still don't have any levels on my trees.
And you won the Deaths game, which is the only game I care about.
I won the what?
The Deaths game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I did suffer 3 whole injuries. So, yeah, fantastic, good stuff. We don't need to say anything more about that. Let's have a look at the teams. Littlefoot's Legion, a team that he's got a couple of levels since we last saw. So last time we saw this team, he just got a series of MVPs on various things. So
right,
yeah, he's got his first Bloxorus, which is nice, and he's picked up Sprint on a Skink.
Yeah,
he's about to level again. He's got a Skink on the verge of leveling. He's got 3 Sauruses that are 1 casualty away from leveling, so that's quite nice. Yeah. What has happened to these Skinks though? We've got a Sneaky Git Skink who's on an MNG, and we have a regular old Skink who is also on an MNG. So that's not the end of the world, is it? Really?
Yeah.
They'll come back.
No.
Fine. Yeah. Other than that though, this is all looking a bit rough, isn't it? He's got enough for another Saurus though.
Yeah, I'd buy that instantly.
Yeah. Get your 6th Saurus. He's probably regretting starting off with the Crocs, I imagine, because it didn't really work out, did it?
Yeah, I mean, he's 1 cash, or he's 1 off leveling. And as soon as he starts to level.
That's the thing with this team. He could have 1 decent game and come out of it with a leveled up Crocs, 3 leveled up Sauruses, and another level on a Skink. Like, if he just gets a cash on those 4 and scores a touchdown with that Skink, and then these 2 Skinks come back and he's got his Sneaky Git Skink, all of a sudden this team is a completely different thing altogether.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a rough start, but this is nowhere near unsalvageable.
And Lizardmen don't need a lot to get really good.
Yeah.
Like, how a few teams where you've got to get a few levels and build them. They don't. They just need, as soon as you've got block on the Saurus, the strength 4, they're a lot more reliable.
Yeah, definitely. And then you can play that bash game that they're so famous for. Let's have a look at the Woodtuggers.
This team is disgusting.
Yeah. What the hell? So, there's a lot to talk about here. He has 3 Agi 5 pieces. Yeah. One of them is a catcher, one of them is a war dancer. That lineman there as well is basically just quarterback material. I wouldn't even bother getting a thrower at this point.
No, why would you need one?
Yeah, just roll a double on him, give him accurate or something. That catcher, he's got 1 Nerves of Steel catcher already, who's got a strength up. So you can just send him around the back line. He's difficult to blitz because he's not strength 2, and if you mark him up, he doesn't care because he's got nerves of steel. That's just absolutely foul.
It's that war dancer though. Like he leaps into a cage on a 2. He's got blodge, so he will get the ball off you unless you're not careful. And then he's got more agi 5 to go and pick it up. Like that is horrible to deal with.
Yeah, I would not like even in the state it's currently in. This is probably the best team in the league, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just absolutely disgusting. This is I remember a season or 2 ago we had a bunch of people all start Wood Elf teams, get battered and lose heart because they only had 6 or 7 pieces after a few games. And it's like, this is an example of why that doesn't matter. You get levels up on the right pieces and you are laughing. He's got everything he needs here. He needs 1 kicker and a bunch of positionals. That's it, isn't it, really?
Yeah. That's all you need. You kick it deep, let them do whatever they want to do. It doesn't matter. You're leaping in anyway, and you're taking the ball.
Yeah, fantastic. Also horrible. Let's have a look at Journeyman United. John Gimons. So, what have we got going on here? We have, this ain't a bad looking setup either.
Yeah, it's okay.
We've got both the blitzers. One of them is quite level. Well, look at that. He's gone for shadowing and dodge. I'm looking at this thinking what's going on, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is Sam Unwin's team. It's going to be abnormal.
All makes sense.
Yeah, shadowing. Whatever. Starman's looking nice. But I mean, again, this is another team where all the positionals are looking good, right? You probably want to fire that AV6 lineman though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, he's just more likely to get... You'd fire him and even consider a loner, because loner elves aren't bad.
Yeah, yeah. And he can afford another lineman anyway if he wants one.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything here. And he's got 2 of every positional, so it doesn't really matter if he has a bunch of loner linemen at all, really. This is a perfectly serviceable team. You just stick your lineman on the front and let him get killed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, expecting him to do pretty well with that. Let's have a look at the ogres. Oh, these are your guys.
Yeah, they are.
These bloaty ogres.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with how it is at the moment. I can't escape the bloat because I'm ogres, so I'm hoping to get another level in the next game on Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? What are you going to give him?
Break tackle.
Yeah, you need at least 1, don't you? What are you going to give Carlo Ancelotti?
I'm not sure. I'd probably go strong arm.
Yeah.
I'd consider it strong arm or another stand firm or something like that. Unless a role I could block or something.
Yeah, not a bad shout. I mean, would you not consider giving Jurgen Klopp strong arm? Well, actually, it doesn't really matter, does it, for the 1 turner? Because
it's already a 2 up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it doesn't make a great deal of difference. Yeah, like I said, ogres, you try and kill people, hope for the best.
Yeah.
I've got quite a bit of bloat on Noblars though. Having 1 dirty player and 1 wrestle, so they cost me 100k.
Yeah, are you gonna fire some others? I would.
No.
You gotta. I wouldn't get any more if I were you. I think you've got enough.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Looks
No,
like fun.
I'm happy with it.
It doesn't look like fun. It looks horrible to play, but if you are enjoying it, that's all that matters. Let's have a look at the Bulls. Yep. The Uzkalak Bulls. Surprisingly low number of. Well, actually, to be fair. It's all on the Bull Centaurs.
Yeah.
Well, that's where you want it, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, that's really, really nice level and development on the Bull Centaurs.
Yeah, definitely. And he's got sure hands on a hobgoblin, so he's got reliable ball pickup now. And then blitz the crap out of everyone with these Bull Centaurs, isn't it? Possibly hand off to the one with blodge.
Yeah, if you can get it. I mean, with the hobgoblin having sure hands, he must be carrying with a hobgoblin. That's the only thing I'd question, because, well, having him on, a chaos tactic is usually to give it to the ball centre and just let him run down the pitch. He's movement 9, strength 4, so 9 with the sure feet.
The handoff's risky though, isn't it? Sometimes in the heat of the moment, you're like, I can either win this game or I can hand off to my ball centre.
Yeah, it's a really nice team.
Yeah, definitely, and I can see why they're doing so well. To be honest with you, because this looks in a team in a league with so many elves, because this is the season of the elves, and then there's you with your stunties. I can see why he's doing so well. Fair play to him. It's looking good. Expect those guys to be challenging for Tenderfoot Trophy this season. MNG United. This looks alright, doesn't it? It's looking really good. For like 4 games in Elves or whatever, or well, more than that because they had the preseason. So it's a good 6 or 7 games in. The fact that he's got an 11-man roster as an Elf team is pretty good.
He's got a strong arm.
Yeah.
He's got a strong arm thrower as well, so if he develops, he'll be a really nice piece.
That's huge, yeah. He's got 2 blodgers already. He's got 3 catches on the go, one of them with guard. And those catches on this team are really nice as well. 8 movement and 3 strength is fantastic.
Yep, he's got the kick, he's got rest, he's got almost everything he'd need, really. You'd probably a bit more blodge.
Very well, yeah. 3 rerolls, 1 apothecary. This is a fantastic team. I'd be very happy with this right now. But it will all be taken away in one bad game, so don't get too comfortable. Now the greatest team in the league, the Shire Horses, sitting at just 780 TV. And look at this beautiful boy here, the Bilbo Brumby, who scored a 1-turner with his 6 movement that he didn't need. Fantastic.
The Scourge of Graham.
The only problem I've got is that my 2 trees between them have managed 6 SPP. While again, Deep Root Strong Branch is now leveled up like 2 or 3 times, getting all of the cash. I'm sick of it. I might not induce him anymore. He's doing my head in.
Just to hope that someone's trees get it.
Yeah,
what will happen is you'll induce like Puggy and he'll do it.
I'm gonna have to spend some cash, which I don't want to do, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. The team's looking quite nice.
Yeah. I might get another reroll actually. I might spend it on that. Go up to 3 rerolls. We'll see how it goes. Either way, I'm very happy because I'm playing halflings. Poopy Power. The guys that I drew with, but let's be honest, that was really a victory. These guys had a rough start, didn't they? They've lost a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's not developed his golems at all. The right's struggling. The werewolves have got block, which is nice. Yeah. But there's not a lot going on here.
He's got his tackle piece as well, which is important in this league, as we've said. A lot of dodgy sorts, and then he's given the other white jump up. Is that? So that's his blitzer. That one will do the blitzing. Yeah. The other one will do the stand-in. Yeah, it's just like you say, those flesh golems, just not what you want, is it?
No, it's getting to the point now as well where if he doesn't start to get skills soon, it will hurt him. Because I think he'll qualify for playoffs, but I think he might struggle if he doesn't get skills soon.
Yeah, definitely. It's certainly the weaker of the two Necro teams for sure. Tears for Fears, fresh off a win. What have we got? Well, look at that. So another movement up runner, which is lovely, and a strength up lineman, which is huge. Yeah, that's like basically a free Ulfwerner, more or less, on this team. Yeah, and he doesn't have any Ulfwerner. Oh no, he's got 2 at the bottom there. Yeah. What would you get now? Maybe another Blitzer, Berserker. Sorry.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not too familiar with Norse, so if I say get something, it's probably the wrong thing. I would definitely even just consider any player. Like, he's got 11 players and 8 to K in the bank. And at armor 7, it's kind of like a glass cannon, isn't it? It can just all fall away very quickly.
Well, the Berserkers are known to have an issue with frenzy traps. So maybe only 2 of them. He's got 2 wolves, so he's looking good. Maybe get another runner. The Dauntless can be quite handy.
Yeah, and there's obvious. He's got Lizardman. He's already played my ogres, but there's there's a few teams with like strength 4 or higher, so it would be useful.
2 strength 6. Still hasn't played them. Gonna get battered.
Yeah. You're looking forward to that Armour 7.
Yeah, I am. That's a game that I think I can win. Anyway, this isn't all about me, so well, it is, but let's pretend it isn't. Amazon's Gamma Girls, fresh off a win, so they've got 190k in the bank and 2 upgrades still to perform.
Yeah, I mean the Blitzer, I'd imagine, is going to get guard or Almighty Blow, like the others. The line woman probably also. I'd probably give her kick.
Yeah,
to be honest,
definitely.
You've got to wrestle. Like, you want a kick piece.
Yeah, get a kick piece. Obviously, your Blitzer is, either guard or Mighty Blow. The real question is, he's got 190k in the bank. He needs to spend some of that. So he can either get another line woman in, another catcher perhaps, or could sink some money into a stadium upgrade.
Yeah, it's a good way to not.
Oh, we've lost him.
It would only add
we lost you for a
10k
moment
to his
there,
team
Dave.
value.
Do you want to start that sentence again?
Oh, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Cool. If he buys another line woman, it's only going to add 10k to his team value.
Yeah, that's true.
And he had 13 players.
Yeah, true enough. I mean, the catch is only going to add 30k to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a bad shout as well.
You've got another piece with catch, but you're just not really gonna. You're not gonna play a passing game with these guys, are you? Really?
No. I mean, it's a nice option because you've got a pass reroll and a catch reroll.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. It'll be interesting. So, I think I've actually got this guy this week, so it'll be interesting to see what he gets in his level ups. But we are guaranteed a deep root, so that's the main thing. Right. Well, shall we have a look at the league table?
Yeah.
2A. So, Bulls at the top, looking good. 3 wins and a draw, and then being chased by Tears for Fears, just 1 point behind him. And again, this is all very open. There's 3 points between 9th and 6th, so it really is anyone's game. If anything, only these terrible ogres at the bottom who are out of it, really, in my opinion. I'm assuming that... have we lost you again, or did that insult just blow your mind? Alright, we had a slight technical issue there, but Dave's back. Fortunately, he didn't hear me say any of the things that I said about his team, so I'll say them again now. The way I see it, the only team that are out of this are these terrible ogres at the bottom. What do you think about that, Dave?
I think you're underestimating them. We're just giving everyone else in the league a head start.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, the betting man would be like, okay, well, it's going to be everyone except for the halflings and the ogres that are going to get through. But I don't agree. I think I'll sneak in 8th.
I've got a huge match, which we'll go on to in a minute, against the Lizardmen, because that it's a really big game for me.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you can get a win in that, that'll at the very least put you back in contention. Basically both if the Shire Horses and Bonehead both lose their next game, and the results go against us elsewhere, we'll basically get cut off. So, and then it'll just be a case of everyone's playing for seeded positions. But against Amazons with the halflings and against lizards with the ogres, there's no reason why they can't be wins. Yeah, there's no reason why those both can't be wins. And also the lizards. In fact, we'll save this discussion for later. But the point is, again, it's just like all of these seasons. It's still too early to say anything, even though we're a good few games in. But I imagine a game or two from now we'll start seeing something form here. But yeah, that's 2A. So let's have a look at the upcoming matches. See what we think. So Gamma Girls versus Shire Horses. Shire Horses.
I've gone for a draw.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm honoured. Well, to be fair, I did just draw with Graham, who many people believe is actually a god.
To be honest, it was more optimistic. I'm really hoping you don't win. Not out of any spite, but I'm looking at the table.
So you actually think I'll win, but you're lying to yourself and assuming it might be a draw.
I think if you can break Armour 7 early on, then you'll have a really good chance. There's no tackle you're going to have 3 Mighty Blow probably. So I think you've got a chance, but it'll be close. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So MNG United versus Puppy Power. That's the Necros versus the Elf team that somehow is still intact.
Yeah.
We've got 12-10 for the Necros, and for MNG
13.
United 13. Yeah, so Necros are going to get something. I'd probably be taking a bribe or something, I reckon, and just fouling elves with my zombies.
Yeah, I think that wouldn't be a bad shout because he's only got 11, hasn't he? So.
Yeah. What do you think though for the result?
I've gone for a draw. I think Graham's misery is going to continue. I think Graham will be good enough to get a touchdown, but the skills at MNG United, I think, will equalise it.
What skills are they? Let's have a look. I know we've literally just looked at this. He's got the passing game, hasn't he? That's what he's got, and he's got 3 catches. So if Puppy Power can take out those catches, that's basically cut off his advantage, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And they are only 7 armor. Yeah, that's a tough one to call. I think I agree. I'm maybe slightly leaning towards the Necros, just because if he can utilize his inducements well, he might be able to pull it off. But yeah, I think it'll be a draw too.
Yeah.
Us Collect Balls versus Tears for Fears. We've got heavily armored with a decent amount of block on the Bulls versus terribly armored with exclusively block across the board almost. The TV difference is 1240 for the Norse, and we've got 1280 on the Chaos Dwarf, so not really much in it. Maybe Ben will scoop for a Babe. I probably would, given his only 11
armor
players
7
and armor 7.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I can't see the Norse winning this. They've just not got enough players on the team.
Yeah, I think it's a really bad matchup anyway for them. And yeah, I think the Chaos Dwarves will have too much.
Yeah, in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chaos Dwarves absolutely run away with it, really.
Yeah, it could do if the armor doesn't hold up for the Norse.
Yeah. I like that you made notes for this, by the way. I appreciate that level of preparedness. It's more prepared than I am, so really, you're carrying me. Bonehead United, Littlefoot's Legion.
I've gone for myself. I'm feeling confident. I think if I can get if I can remove a Saurus or 2 with the Mighty Blow, then maybe actually 3 Ogre might really help me. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think I can win this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one because both teams have got you've got to you can kind of fight his Sauruses, right?
Yeah.
He can't fight your ogres. He has to ignore your ogres and focus entirely on your Noblars, and I can see him getting drawn into fights with your ogres and stuff. And there's 6 of them, and it's a fight that he can't win. If he can somehow ignore your ogres and take out your Noblars, I could see him winning because the Skinks not going to be quite as easy to remove. They've got 7 armor, they've got 2 strength. It's not going to be that easy, and they can beat up, and they're fast, and they can beat up on your Noblars as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's
It depends. You see, if I get any hits on the Skinks, even if it's a both down, I'm probably inclined to take it because if I can hurt his Skinks, he can't score.
Yeah, true enough. It's a tough one. I'm really struggling to predict this, and so for that reason, I'm going to call it a draw.
Fair enough.
But you may be right. You may be wrong. Journeyman United versus Wood Tuggers. So let's do some quick maths. Journeyman United have 9 players. They're currently at 1,040. They'll get 120 added to it. That will put them up to 1,160. And Wood Tuggers have 7 players. They're at 1,100. They will get 280k added to that, which will put them up to 1,380. So
yeah.
He's going to be giving away a lot of inducements. Well, did you say not a lot? It's quite a bit.
Journeyman United.
No, Woodtuggers.
Let's have a look.
Woodtuggers are an effective strength of what? So they're going to be
Journeyman United.
280, so that's 1,380 K.
Yeah. So Journeyman United are going to have 3 journeymen. So that's going to add
I've got to
180.
mix up with the other one. Yeah, I've got to mix up with the other one.
So it will be 1,320 versus 1,380.
So there's not really much in it then at all, is there?
No.
No. Wow. Well, I mean, I can't really. If that's the case, I can't really see the Woodtugger. If the Woodtuggers don't win this, I want to know exactly what he was doing wrong or how he got diced. Because with that team, you should be winning every single game, especially against teams that aren't inclined to fight you.
Yeah, I've gone for the Woodtuggers. I think they'll win it quite comfortably as well.
Yeah, yeah. But Journeyman United, Sam, please kill those pieces. There's Mars bars in it for you. I think several of us will give you Mars bars. All right, let's take a look at 2B. So, Chuffs in Pyjamas 2, games my dad played 0. Is anyone surprised that Chaos Dwarves beat Goblins?
Not really. 6
injuries inflicted and 7 KOs. And look at that MVP. It was an absolute MVP fest for the Chuffs.
Oh, that's looks like that was a rough game.
Yeah, Goblins are bollocks anyway. I hate them. I can't stand playing them. Yeah, Lewis has got to be happy with that. That's a lot of MVP.
That's a good win.
Yeah. Not really much else to say about that, is there? White Meat 1, absolutely barking mad 2. Oh, look at that! And he got his MVP on his star player werewolf guy, and we've got a movement down ghoul. Oh, that's disgusting. And it leveled up as well. I'd be interested to see what he did with it, because that's a real crappy situation to be in right there. Looks like the traded blows pretty fairly. Obviously, Barking Mad had more blocks, but more injuries inflicted by White Meat. And White Meat got quite a bit of SPP out of that as well. So it was a loss, but it wasn't the end of the world. Yeah,
I think it's a fair assessment.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, and looks like both guys kind of suffered a little bit. I really am interested to see what he did with Marrow Leaper, though. We'll have to keep that in mind. Charn Crows 1, Timber and Tunes 3, an Elf off, and one which was won by the Pro Elves. No, not Pro Elves. What are these guys? Wood Elves?
Is it Union? Elven Union?
Elven Union? Yeah, okay. Elven Union. Let's have a look at the stats. What went wrong for the Charn Crows? They failed 2 passes. The dodge rate was garbage. Look at that. 60% dodge rate. That sucks. This has been the week of elves that can't dodge, hasn't it? It really has been. A terrible
either that or they've been throwing themselves into like 5-ups and we've not all known about it.
Yeah, that's also a possibility, I guess. Failed 2 out of 5 GFIs. That was a bad game for those guys.
The thing. I think. With elf games, it's whoever fails first usually, isn't it?
Yeah. Although it looks like Timber and Tunes couldn't get the guys back off the KO box, so he didn't have the best. Oh, but his blocking dice were significantly better. So there you go. Well done, Timber and Tunes. Got to be happy with that. Branching Outside 2, Wait What Ball 0. This is the nut job who started the season with no rerolls and a tree, and then rerolled into a team that had 1 reroll. He's doing really well as well.
Yeah, this is what happens usually when Wood Elves play Ogres. And the other game, I heard it didn't go quite as well. But pretty predictable, really, 2-0.
Yeah, he succeeded 11 out of 11 GFIs.
Yeah.
That's really nice. 2 passes succeeded, 1 catch succeeded. That's interesting. He 2 successful passes, but only 1 catch. How?
Well, I mean,
what?
It must just be counting the pass roll.
Yeah, that must be the case. Wow. Blood Bowl 2, what is this? Impact of the bomb, 42%. Well, there we go. That wasn't very good. His boneheads were alright. He attempted 3 landings, so he was going for the 1-turner quite a bit, like, fair play to him. but he just couldn't stick those landings. And yeah, always a laugh with ogres. They're
a great team.
Yeah, Khemri versus Orcs, 1-1. That's a good result for Khemri.
Yeah, you'd be really happy with that.
Yeah, that's. Although it looks like they both got a semi-decent amount of SPP, and they both had a decent time of it. And 1 injury each. No one really came out of that worse for wear, did they? I'm sure they'll both.
Not really. Yeah, both got a bit of like you say, a bit of SPP. Got a draw against bashy teams. It's not surprising, really. Yeah.
You can't really complain about that, can you? Shall we have a look at the teams? So, John Crows. What have we got going on here? All the stat ups. So, he's 2 men down, but it is an elf team. So, but unfortunately, aside, he's got. Well, it's nice that he's got 2 blodging blitzers. That's really nice. Do they get natural access to Agi? Yes, they do. Okay.
Yeah.
But still, that's good. He's got his 2 blodgers, but strength up on a blitzer, always nice. And an Agi up on a lineman, so he's like a quarterback now. Probably.
Yeah, he's got everything you want there.
Yep, not wrong with this. Just obviously, well, I would assume he'll probably. Do you reckon he's saving up for like a runner or something, or just get maybe?
Maybe. I mean, there's not much point buying another lineman until you can get above 11 players because they might die.
Yeah, exactly. But just stick a journeyman on the line. Oh, no, I'm remiss. I hadn't noticed that he'd got a block on another lineman as well. So he's basically got 4 blitzers for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. Just bear with me 1 second, Ben. I've just got to run to the loo.
Okay.
Because I've been holding. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Everyone knows about it now. I'll stop recording and start back up in a sec. Okay, so we're back. So I think we've pretty much said everything we need to say about the Charn Crows. Yeah, looking pretty decent for an elf team. Definitely not too.
It's pretty good.
Undead. So what did he do with his ghoul? It is now a blodger. So I guess you probably you just be like, okay, well I'll keep him around. I'll use him for like blitzers if I need to and stuff like that. It's not ideal, is it? But it really doesn't matter that much because he has 4 ghouls. Like he can afford to have a slightly gimped ghoul, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have the ghoul until I can afford a new one.
Now these mummies have got some very interesting skill up. So stand firm is not a bad shout. I probably would have gone guard first. Personally,
yeah, it really helps the rest of the team.
Yeah, and I think my second choice would have been perhaps break tackle, but stand firm is not that out there. To be fair,
no,
like, I could imagine someone taking stand firm. Multiple block, on the other hand, is a good skill that I love, but it's not going to be that useful until you've got those guard pieces, because it reduces the strength of the block by. 2, yeah. So he's blocking effective. Well, that's not the end of the world, I guess. If you've got assists, you can block those things. But yeah, no, I mean fair play. It's unusual, and to be fair, when you've got multiple block on your team, it forces people to set up differently. So for that reason, it's pretty handy. Frenzy on a white, interesting. Again, that is very non-standard.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Because you can now push people off the field.
Yeah.
And again, it forces people to set up differently.
And you've got blocks, so you're a little bit safer against the frenzy trap.
I feel a bit bad for him that he's getting all his SPP on these skeletons. I think that's not what you want right there.
Yeah, he's got quite a bit of development on them.
Yeah, I would have given one of them dirty player and turned him into a dedicated fowler, but again, you don't have to do that. There's nothing wrong with the choices made. All of these are like things that you would be like, yeah, that's interesting. That's not that crazy, but it's certainly unconservative.
It's not for skill.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing. I look at a lot of them and I go, they're good on a mummy, or that it's good on a white, but not the first skill.
I think his main problem now is that his team value is very high. For this league, like he's always going to be giving away inducements now, and a 14-man roster at this stage is pretty big. Like, I wouldn't buy any more now. That's enough. Like, maybe even if a ghoul dies, I would consider just leaving it for a bit and saving up some cash.
I mean, is there an argument for that blodging ghoul, even sacking him just to keep you? It's nice, but it is a movement down, like we've said, and it would bring his TV back down to 1250. I would
not scoff at somebody who fouled that goal, who fired that goal. Like, I'd be like, yeah, I understand why you've done that. It's reduced your team value, and he does have movement 6. But also, I wouldn't also be surprised if he didn't, because at the end of the day, it's his only blodging piece.
Yeah, I mean, I'd certainly fire something. If not him, then maybe just the zombie on 0 SPP.
Yeah, Gustav post-mortem does not need to be there, really. Well, yeah, other than that, this is a pretty cool team. It's certainly the most interesting team in this league so far. Like, this is what I love about relatively inexperienced players. He's at that point where he's clearly looked at these skills and gone, oh, that's interesting, I can see a lot of tactical uses for that, I'll take it. Because he's not been ruined by the meta. So that makes this a very, very interesting team, and I really like to catch their game this week, actually, and see how it goes.
Yeah, me
that's
too.
A cool team. Games my dad played, Goblins. What has he got going on here? He's got 2 movement down Goblins. They want getting rid of, don't they? They've not even got any SPP.
Oh, wow. He's just got no money to replace them.
Well, who cares? Like, just get rid of them. Get rid of them and enjoy your inducements, yeah.
That block troll, though, that's really good.
Yeah, that is nice. That's really nice. And he's got 2 dedicated foulers as well, which is always good.
Yeah.
It's a shame he can't afford the apothecary, though, because he's in a league with Claw and stuff, isn't he?
Yeah. I'd cry if I lost Tomb Raider with block. You know, the troll. Which, nice, I know, I'm being... no, the troll with block. I'd cry if I lost him without an APOTH. I mean, he's got regen anyway, but...
Yeah. Just quite... Yeah. Just fire those, though, seriously. You don't want them getting anything.
No.
Speaking of Claw, let's take a look at the Necros. Oh, that's disgusting.
Just what a team.
Yeah. I mean, like, we were talking about how Graham's Necros are so underdeveloped and this, that, and the other. This one's not got any Flesh Golem upgrades either.
No. I mean, it is difficult to get them because they don't have Mighty Below.
Yeah, that's true. But those 2 werewolves are just, my god, what a couple of pieces right there. You've got your Blitzer and you've got your Runner, and that's just like the fact that you've got a Strength 4 tin opener this early in, like, that no other team can really achieve that. Like, I suppose you could level up a Chaos Warrior and give him Claw as his first skill, but you'd be stupid if you did. But that is just disgusting. With 8 movement as well. Yeah,
and I think that'll probably level next game as well, because it's only a touchdown away.
Imagine if that gets another strength up.
Yeah. Be another one on the bounty board.
Yeah, that would be disgusting. Yeah, this is looking good. Like, I'm glad I'm not in the same league as this team.
This is a very strong contender to win the whole Tenderfoot trophy, I'd say.
Timber and Tunes 1450 team value. I've got to see what this is. Wow.
What's going on here?
What? How has he got a level 4 catcher already? Oh
yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's amazing. There are in the upcoming Casual the Dicening trading card game. There are legends in that have less SPP than that catcher.
That's pretty cool.
He gave him guard. I don't know if I would have done that. Mind you, I keep forgetting the catchers on this team are strength 3, so it's not that scary, is it really? Having him be a guard player. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a really good player.
There's not really much point talking about anything else. Although it's worth noting that he's got a thrower with accurate as well. So, yeah, that is just immense. Amazing. Someone kill it, please.
Yeah. quickly before we have to face it.
Right, let's have a look at your stablemates, the other ogre team.
Yep.
Sorry, Dave. Can I just get you to disconnect and reconnect again because the feedback's coming up again. This has been the most technically difficult episode yet. So, are you with me, Dave?
Yep.
Good stuff. Right. So, unlike your 6 ogre team, this is a 4 ogre team with 2 movement up pieces.
Oh wow.
I mean, that's nice, especially on the Noblar, because I'd be saving him for 1 turn. Like, I'd stick him on the bench, bring him on if I need to throw someone, because he's just more likely to make it.
He's got a 5th ogre, number 9.
He has, yeah. It's just in the middle of the list, like, because he's some sort of masochist / sadist. So he's got 2 block. He's got 2 block ogres. Yeah,
which they're really, really good.
Yeah, that is very nice. And I mean, if he can make it into the playoffs, into the Tenderfoot Trophy, and get a bit more SPP, I'd even consider taking this team into next season with that, because it's so rare to get like even 1 block ogre. You're very lucky. It's a
really good place.
Yeah, fantastic. I'd just be trying to score as many touchdowns with that moving up Noblar now, in the hopes that he can get an Agi up as well.
Yeah. If that was to happen, then you definitely keep this team.
Yeah, definitely. Fantabulous. Let's take a look at Long Eaton Mess. So, Orcs fresh off a draw. Oh, he's going to be missing that Blister next turn. Is it just an MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah, just an MVP. That's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
What else have we got here? He's picked up a Troll. Interesting. Is he?
Looks like he's trying to just bully and outstrength everybody.
Yeah. I mean, he could now get a Goblin, right? So that he's got 1 turn potential.
Yeah, that won't be a bad shout.
If you've sunk 110k into a Troll, in my opinion, you might as well get a Goblin as well. You've already, at that point, you've been like, screw it, I'll embrace the bloat. And
they're only 40k.
Yeah, exactly. And in this league, there's a bunch of other bloaty teams anyway, so you might as well. The only bad thing I'd say about this team is he's only got 1 leveled up Black Orc.
Yeah, I'd be a bit worried about the Blitzer, who's got a niggling injury as well.
Yeah, but because he's got 5 SPP, you just kind of don't want to fire him, do you, at this early stage?
No, you won't fire him. It's just, again, like, you'd look at where to target to take this team apart, and you go Thrower and that Blitzer.
Yeah, definitely. Still, he's looking good, and he's only in his first season, so I think he's doing pretty well, considering.
Yeah, it's really good.
Let's have a look at the Mummy's Little Soldiers. Khemri, a man after my own heart. Well,
yeah.
There's not really much to report on here, is there? It's a shame that he's not got anything on his Blitz Rods yet. But he has got 2 mummies that have got a lot of SPP.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tomb Guards. A lot of SPP for those guys there. I found those Tomb Guards so hard to level up. Because they start with no core skills.
Yeah. They are usually difficult. So to already have the 2, and one's got Mighty Blow, so that should start to see him potentially getting another level.
Yeah. And next game, after his next game, he'll be getting his 3rd reroll, I would assume, because he's got 130k in the bank.
Yeah.
So that'll be quite nice, because like ball handling and stuff on this, when you're forced to do it with Khemri, is just a goddamn nightmare. Like, if you have to make a handoff, your heart's just in your throat for the entire thing. So hopefully he can get away with that.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 13 plays as well, so you're not really too scared by any other bashy teams.
Yeah, plenty of line chaff. Yeah, they're looking all right. These guys are. I always like to see Khemri team. Branching outside, Wood Elves, up to 2 rerolls. Although I don't think that's a recent development. Movement 9 catcher. Now that's what you want right there. He's now got a 1-turn machine in that guy.
Yeah, if he gets another one, he can just run all the way. He doesn't even need to do chain push. He just runs all the way up the field.
So I can't help but notice the Agi 3 kicker. Would you? Would you keep that guy around? I don't think I would. Even with kick, like you can just give another guy kick.
Yeah.
What is the deal with these two linemen? So one of them is an MNG, the one with no skills, and the lineman with block is also an MNG. I'd probably keep that kicker around for this game, for this next game, so that you've got a kicker.
And then that'd be it.
Yeah, and then if another lineman levels up, give him kick and fire that one.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, I would probably do that.
Yeah, and also we can't ignore the fact that he has a War Dancer with tackle and mighty blow.
Yeah,
so,
he's just a killer by the looks of things.
Yeah, but even more like cage breaking potentiality as well, right? Because you can't just put your one dodge piece inside the cage and expect not to get hammered. Basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can see why he's taken mighty blow. It's a nice double. So yeah.
Yeah, probably strip ball for the next one. I would imagine.
Definitely.
Yeah, looking good. That I mean, he's unfortunately living in the shadow of Jack's absolutely ridiculous Woodhouse team in the other league. But if that team didn't exist,
this team would be looking pretty good.
Yeah, well, not just pretty good. Like if that other team hadn't already blown us away, I'd be like, wow, look at this. He's got like most of his team still, and he's got loads of SPP on his War Dancers, and he's got a movement up catcher. So to be honest with you, both of these teams are pretty aids. Like,
yeah, you don't want to play them.
Yeah, we don't want to undersell it. This is a really nice Wood Elf team at this stage.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, Chorfs in Pyjamas. Okay. So he's got...
Right, okay.
Yeah, so this is... I mean, not to take anything away from him, because a movement up Hobgoblin, who already had sure hands, is fantastic. That's wonderful. And the fact that he's got strength up on another Hobgoblin is great. But also, this is kind of an advertisement for why you don't score all your touchdowns with Hobgoblins.
Yeah.
He needs to hand off to those Bull Centaurs.
I mean, I like the Hobgoblin with the strength up because he's just as strong. Alright, he doesn't have sprint or sure feet, but he's okay. But yeah, you want the Bull Centaurs getting some skills.
Yeah, I'd be handing off to those guys now and getting touchdowns on them and just getting levels up. Like, we'll have a look at the league table in just a moment. But if he's not struggling to get in the Tenderfoot Trophy, I'd be handing off to these guys.
Yeah.
If I were him.
The Bull Centaurs win your games.
Yeah.
The Hobgoblins don't. It's the Bulls.
Yeah, definitely. Well, speaking of league tables, let's take a look, shall we? 2B. Yeah. So he is second in the league, so time to hand off to Bull Centaurs.
Yeah, definitely.
And the aforementioned Wood Elf team that have an excellent looking team, they are top of the table with a touchdown difference of plus 12 after 4 games. So they've won every game by an average of 3 touchdowns. Yeah,
they're flying.
Yeah.
There's not much else to say, really, is there? Yeah, they're flying away.
They are doing very well.
Yeah.
But they are Wood Elves, and it could all crumble in a moment. So we've got Stunties at the bottom. No one's surprised about that, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think this one is a bit less open than 2A, but still, nobody's out of this, really, are they?
No, there's no one's out of it. Goblins are struggling, like having lost 4 games on the trot.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they're just there to ruin other people's days, though, aren't they? More than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still in it. Again, I think it's the same as 2A. Like, the Stunties need results.
Yeah.
To just not get cut off.
And you can't really say a great deal about this game, but I mean, there is like 6 points between 8th and 2nd, so it's anyone's league at this point, isn't it? Really, I think this week is the week where we're going to start seeing gaps.
Yeah,
this is that midpoint where things start to formulate. But for now, it's still anyone's game. Let's take a look at next week's schedule. So, White Meat, Chorfs in Pyjamas. It's a crucial game for the Undead. They only have 3 points. They're in 8th. They need to start putting distance between themselves and the 2 Stunties at the bottom. It's reasonable for anyone to assume that those 2 Stunties are going to struggle to win because they're Stunties. White Meat need a win. He's playing against Lewis. Really decent coach, strong team. What do you think?
I think Chaos Dwarfs are going to win this. So Chorfs in pajamas. Yeah, it could do. I think it will be closer than some people think, but I would probably go Chaos Dwarf.
All of the tackle on the Chaos Dwarf team is going to be a problem for those ghouls. And because the ghouls are all armor 7, he's just going to focus those ghouls and wail on them. So Patrick's going to have to protect his ghouls, which is something that you just don't want to have to be dicking around with while you're trying to win a game of Blood Bowl. I think if he... The weakness of the Chorfs is that they're not great ball handlers, right? If he can take out some of those hobgoblins, he might be able to
have a I think, as much as I don't want to say, I think Patrick's lack of experience might cost him a game here, because looking after players, especially looking after 4 players, is hard to do it all game and still have them being effective. So for that reason, I think he'll struggle.
I am inclined to agree. So I think the Chorfs will win as well. But I hope I'm wrong. Games my dad played, Chon Crows. I can't really see the Goblins winning this.
No, especially with the stat ups the Crows have.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough.
The Gobbos aren't even really going to get that much in terms of inducements because they've got such a chunky roster. But you just never know, do you? Like, he's got the ball and chain, he's got the loony. There's, if some of this stuff goes off for him, if he takes out a witch elf early, actually there is no witch elf on that team. So if he takes out a blitzer, if he takes out that strength 4 blitzer somehow, and you just never know with goblins.
Just chainsaw it to the face, really.
Yeah, I think we can both agree that we expect Chon Crows to take that.
Yeah.
Absolutely barking mad, branching outside. This is a top of the table clash. The Wood Elves kind of aren't afraid of anything that the Necros are bringing to the table, are they really?
No.
The Claw is irrelevant. There's no core skills on his 2 strength 4 pieces. So what Pete's got here is a strength 4 werewolf. Because he can't. His movement up werewolf is not really that relevant either when compared to Wood Elves. So he's got a strength 4 werewolf that he's And if I was the Wood Elf team, I'd be trying to take that guy out early and just take out his only real advantage. I think the Wood Elves will win this.
See, I think this will be really close. So I couldn't separate them, so I've gone for a draw.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised if the Wood Elves don't win this with all that crazy crap that they've got, and the movement up catcher. Like, in fact, how many catchers has that Wood Elf team got?
Have a look.
He has only got 1 catcher, actually, to be fair. So it's not like he can send 2 catchers around the back and have one of them receive it and the other one get blitzed. So maybe, perhaps you're right, but I don't know. It's just the kick and everything. It's just disgusting. No, I think the Wood Elves will take it, but who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong. We'll see. Timber and Toons, Mummy's Little Soldiers. Khemri are going to have a tough time against those guys.
Yeah.
Khemri are going to get a hell of a lot of inducements, though. Like, we're talking Master Chef level inducement. They've only got 2 rerolls, and the Elven Union team have got 3. So and they outnumber them. So if I was the Khemri in this, I would induce the Master Chef, steal the rerolls, and hope they fail their dodges and stuff.
Wait for an elf to fail a dodge and then foul the hell out of it.
Yep. What do you think?
I think the elves are going to take it. I don't think the Khemri have enough to deal with it. That's the problem. They lack core skills.
Yeah. Not enough tackle, if any at all. And just
block.
Yeah, they'll just get passed around. Like the only way the Khemri are going to win this is, like you said, knock a guy down, foul him, knock a guy down, foul him, and hope that they can just get enough early removals to just outnumber the elves.
Yeah, because if not, they'll just get outmaneuvered.
And so finally we've got Wait What Ball versus Long Eaten Mess. Orcs versus Ogres. You never really expect Ogres to win in this sort of situation, do you? And they will be giving the Orcs over 100k in inducements.
I don't think, unless, I don't know. I think maybe if a few good removals, Orcs will struggle to pick up the ball if like the thrower goes. But yeah, I'm probably going to go for the Orcs.
Yeah,
to win this.
I mean, Matt Deese Williams is probably the more experienced coach of the two, but he's one of those coaches that like seems to prefer to play low tier teams and stuff for the challenge in that. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's a difficult one to call, but I think you've got to go for the fact that the Orcs are just a hands down better team, and they're not even giving inducements.
And they've got block. They've got block mighty blow. So you just target a Nobbler and kill it, and just do that every turn until they're out of Nobblers.
Yeah. Well, that was Smash of the Day. Thank you very much for joining me, Dave.
Thank you.
And good luck, everyone, with your games.